Hello everybody, it's Holger Müller here from Constellation Research, welcoming you to episode 20 of Constellation TV with my fabulous co-host, Liz.
What's happening, Holger? Oh, the other way. Darn it, we're going to get this someday. I can't remember.
So
okay.
There's a practice today. Because
you practiced? Oh, man, I missed out on that. Sorry about that.
Today with some airline delays, right? I mean,
yeah,
I have to travel for business again, right?
It was crazy.
Delays, it doesn't happen on Zoom calls.
I lost all the muscle memory on how to travel. That's the problem. It's like it started, I realized I was in trouble when I was like, wait, what do I pack to go on the road again? Like it was that momentary lapse of like what has to go in the bag. And then it was like, I kind of got back into it when I sat down and the person who tried to then put their bag in after mine needed me to get out and help them with the baggage Jenga because they couldn't figure it out. So that came back to me fast. But yeah, I got a full taste of the welcome back to the air. We're going to cancel 4 of your flights. It was awesome.
Fantastic.
But I'm here.
Right? This is why we miss business travel so much, right? For me, it's always like 2 events of my 3 events have been to Las Vegas, and the delays to fly to Las Vegas have been longer than the flight to Las Vegas, which makes me think, why am I doing this?
Yeah.
This is the fastest show in enterprise software, right? So what do we have to talk about? What happened in the last 2 weeks, Liz?
You know what? A lot. And, let's just go ahead and say that we're in a perpetual state of Cybersecurity Awareness Month. I think we're just going to go ahead and call it like a 12-month continuous cycle because the hits just keep coming. Twitch had a massive... So not only did Facebook go down and the world ceased to exist for many people.
Oh, the world gained 50 million hours of productivity. I mean, it was
massive
the biggest
productivity.
I've ever had. People who thought I'm not doing this Twitter thing signed up on Twitter because they had their withdrawal syndrome of social, yeah?
It was amazing, right? And so from a future of work perspective, that probably was like a great case study on how to bring productivity back to the workplace is just allow Facebook's engineer to have a misconfigured server and have the whole thing go down. But, we had Facebook go down, and then really right on the heels of that, we had Twitch have a big old breach. And what it really started to show people was these types of breaches, these types of attacks. I think everyone's knee-jerk reaction is to immediately go to where is Faceless Hoodie guy? Like who's the bad attacker that went to take everyone down? And we have these kind of massive ideas in our head that there's this rogue gang out there. But with something like Facebook, it was a misconfiguration in their servers, right? It was, we went to go push an operational task, and because of the misconfiguration, there was this landslide effect that took everything down, so that when one error happened, the next error happened, the next error happened, and they couldn't fix it all just by a flip of the switch, because even though things are in the cloud isn't just some simplistic little thing over in the corner, right? It's actually quite a bit.
If you break something really sensitive, like Facebook did, right, in the border protocol, whatever, the DNS entry, you have to go physically to the data center to fix it. Good for them, it wasn't Santa Clara, so I don't know where the engineers were who had to go there. It wasn't way too long. Think about this would be an energy efficient location somewhere in a subsidy rich location like, I don't know, North Dakota, South Dakota, where someone has to get a plane, which will then be late to fix the DNS server entry. So there's some learning from that. What actually, I was in Europe, I'm still in Europe, as you can see my background. The biggest thing here was WhatsApp was down. Facebook, nobody really complained about.
Oh yeah, no one cared. Instagram.
Apparently Europeans send each other WhatsApp message to check out Facebook, right? So I'll admit I use WhatsApp because I'm from Europe. Nobody talks to me otherwise, but I'm not on Facebook, so I didn't miss it. And I don't check Instagram often enough to notice. Right? So
but you know what was interesting was the thing that fascinated me the most. Well, after I got over, what actually happened with the security protocol, going on to Twitter and seeing Twitter post the most hysterical post ever being, hey, literally everyone, what's going on? Like they recognized the millions of people that had rushed to Twitter. But then even better than that was when Facebook responded like, having quite a day, and Instagram, nothing much, what's up with you? And then all the brands started engaging after that, because it was like social media managers' day out. Like they figured out how to respond quickly and to latch onto it. And it was actually kind of great from a marketing perspective to see. The Twitch situation, on the other hand, you've got an organization that is kind of dealing with a lot of PR issues right now, dealing with equity, dealing with race, dealing with bullying. There are a lot of situations happening on Twitch from a content and from a user perspective. So when you then have an exploit of a server that is basically forgotten, it was a Git that was out of Justin TV that was still collecting backup data. It had been forgotten, and so that's where the exploit happened. It starts to show how badly you need systems and solutions that pull in all of these known assets and even those unknown assets, so that when you see anomalous traffic, you actually see that there might be a problem. It took a 4chan post about, hey, we got all this stuff off of a Git, for anyone in security at Amazon to be like, we think something just happened, right? They didn't have the visibility into what they didn't implement themselves. And that's a problem. But it's a common problem. And it's not a problem that we can look at, oh, Amazon, you're so silly, you shouldn't have done that.
You know the joke, right? There's only 7 people who know how everything works. Left, right? So
right.
Everybody builds on top of everybody.
And there are fewer people who understand what everyone has opened in a Git, let alone whatever people have been pulling off of GitHub. So you've got these situations where we are pulling things in and pulling things out of our organizations, and we don't know, right? But if you're not monitoring that traffic, if you're not looking for those anomalies, if the only place you're looking for things is message boards, we've got a bigger problem.
Right.
What else is going on in your world, Holger?
Well, this week was obviously clearly dominated by Google Cloud Next, right? Lots of announcements. I think more announcements than any other Cloud Next. Great progress on the vertical strategy, which really started the whole move to the vertical cloud, prompting competitors who should not be mentioned to even claim vertical based on security and services. You can figure out who that was. But really interesting innovation. Most interestingly, BigQuery Omni has gone in GA. That's the capability that you can search data not only in Google Cloud, but also on AWS and on Azure. Nice. Google is like the disruptor always. The other guys are countering this right now. Very popular developers, PostgreSQL can go to Cloud Spanner, one of the most interesting OLTP databases which is out there. Very interesting innovation on the low-code side, AppSheet combination with Apigee. So tons and tons and tons of stuff all across the board, and things are coming together. Like AppSheet integrated in Gmail, right? Your low-code application integrated with email. So lots of interesting synergies which are clearly coming out of Google. So that's definitely very interesting happening. Yeah. I spent 4 hours on British Telecom's Analyst Day, only to hear that they announced a new security offering. Well, congratulations, but I'm not sure why that takes 4 hours to talk about BT, who wants to become the trusted partner of people, machines, and devices. And my question, why machines and devices? What's the difference from a network perspective? That never got answered, but they will come back to me, right? So I'm in Europe now the second week, so I'm slowing down in terms of my questions, what should be happening. Oracle's doing 14 new cloud regions, right? So they're on a roll.
That's big.
Definitely, right? They're going from 28 plus 14, that's 50% more. So 2022 is going to be an even bigger year for Oracle Cloud, right? And then talking about observability, right? You mentioned the thing happening at Twitch, right? Yep. A new relic brings instance observability through partner capabilities there. Very interesting AI startup has come out of stealth, Mosaic ML, done by a person who's very well respected in the space. And it will use AI to predict where to build your AI model, right? So, and I think there's a lot of interesting things happening with the Uber AI overwatching the AI to do things like figuring out you have a 0 day 1 exploit, right, or whatever possibly thing. So
is the BT solution? Are they trying to do? Was BT's solution basically manage XDR, or is it more of a because AT&T announced their managed XDR last week, right? Around this is going to be the way to go. The problem, of course, with XDR is that every vendor, every provider, everyone who brings all of their detection and remediation solutions into one spot, they're like, this is our XDR. Everyone gets a different flavor of XDR. There isn't quite it's every vendor for themselves right now. So is that BT's flavor of it?
I would say so. Definitely their security offering around that, right? And They're all watching themselves. There's very little differentiation network. Talking about network again, back to Google, right? Who claimed they were 3 times faster, better. I don't know exactly what it was, network than the other ones. And my simple test is always, no matter where you land in the world, when you start your smartphone, which email is going to be there first? Gmail's. Which, in the overall sense of the Google network, Gmail, it's just a rounding error with these YouTube videos moving around and those big query omni queries which are running now with massive data sets flying through the cloud. So yeah, it's interesting how it's good to see that there's so much innovation from the number 3 vendor in the space who keeps challenging the other guys, right? Yeah.
Well, this week's going to be a big, listen, we're in silly season right now with everybody having their days and their conferences. I mean, this week is like Twilio, Oracle, Smartsheet. I think I'm triple booked pretty much every single day. But so we're expecting some big things, expecting some big announcements out of Twilio this week, expecting some,
Was Dreamforce last week or 2 weeks ago?
Dreamforce feels like a month ago. Wasn't Dreamforce last year? I don't know. It feels like it was a year ago, but it was a while. It was a while.
What was the big thing coming out of Dreamforce?
What was the big thing coming out of Dreamforce? You know what? A lot of it was a lot of really smart integrations, to be honest with you, at least from a marketing perspective, right? For me, a lot of it was, okay, now you're putting the most important tools like Datorama right in the dashboards in which people work. Like, you'd really dig it, right? Because we're no longer in that scenario of a platform or a suite of all different solutions where you've got to log in and log out and go into all the different tools so you can get the most important business decision-making data. They're really putting it in one plane. So that was really nice to see. But,
this make MuleSoft work for Salesforce.
Well, a lot coming out of a lot of the innovations, at least from my perspective and from the stuff that I get to see, is really around bringing that AI and really applying Einstein in really smart ways so that you're integrating.
What was the name of that?
I know. Einstein into the right place.
Einstein, yeah.
Right. But I love seeing tools like Datorama being put to good use because it's a great tool, and in the Salesforce platform, it's giving marketers business decision making data so they can make decisions faster and better. And you need to put that in the places where they can see it, and you need to put it where they have revenue. So that we're starting to see all of that come together, where sales and revenue data is starting to come in with the marketing data, where marketers now have access to all of it. It's really smart. I would expect to also see some big announcements like things like that coming out of Twilio this week. And then next week, when we are at CCE, Adobe is of course going to have Adobe Max. So that's going to be the big celebration of creativity. So going to be bouncing in between all of those things. You looking forward to CCE?
Quickly back to Salesforce, I love all the platform focus, right? They do more revenue platform than anything else. But I'm a little worried in the back of my head. Did I miss if they told us what the future of CRM was, or did I not miss that?
What the future of what CRM was?
CRM, right? Did they address that or not?
No, because in the same week, Oracle told us that CRM was dead. Did you not get that memo?
Oh, darn it! Yeah, so it's all about CX, I guess, right?
No, it's about the CDP. Get your letters right. Come on, if we're gonna play a game of alphabet soup, we gotta play the right game, Holger.
Yeah. All right. I still want to know what the future of CRM is, even if it's CX.
We're rounding up on time here. You're going to see Holger and myself and the rest of Constellation's analysts. Gosh, it's going to be next week already, like next week in a couple days. Like 10 days at CCE in Half Moon Bay. We're going to be coming to you live from there. So we're going to tape some fun things there. We're going to see some great folks. What are you looking forward to most at CCE, Holger? Other than, of course, seeing me and being on stage with me again. I mean, clearly.
I don't know what's going to be in the cutouts, seeing your ballet demonstration, because you've done enough to legally drink in Europe years of ballet service. So that doesn't go unscathed from someone. No, look forward
ballet in a fire pit sounds like a really good idea, Holger.
Exactly, yeah. So it's always great to see the people. So interesting people, and get the extra part, and doing this in person is great. So very much looking forward to learn more innovation, speak to our customers, learn from them, hopefully teach them a trick or two. But that's what I look forward to. How about you?
I'm looking forward to a bunch of the panels. I think we've got a great lineup of folks who are coming. I'm looking forward to seeing everybody. It's been quite a while. That front couch, The troublemakers in the front, can't wait to see them. I can't wait to see who is going to be asking questions for Vala this year. Who knows? Maybe Dr. J. We have no idea what's going to happen. It's going to be crazy.
Yeah, there might be some empty shoes to fill, some big shoes to fill. Yeah,
right.
We might have to make the trip to Half Moon Bay or not. Yeah.
Exactly.
Perfect.
Well, we've got some exciting content that's going to be coming up here on CRTV. We've got another exceptional Salon 50, and we've got some other great content for you guys. So thanks for joining us as always. And that's been the news.
Principal Analyst Diane Hinchcliffe, and over the winter, I'm going to be exploring the exciting category of work coordination platforms, also known as collaborative work management. These are tools that have become very popular in the pandemic to help us get work done as distributed teams, as we've all become. But first, let's take just a minute to understand what work coordination platforms are. They're basically software tools that structure, prioritize, and create accountability for work being done. It's not project management, it's actually managing the work itself. It enables people to be more aware of what they should be doing, helps project managers stay on top of priorities and to organize the work. And when we look at how work coordination platforms actually deliver business impact, we see that they orchestrate and instrument the work itself. So somebody has to plan it all the different steps, and they often do this from a template. And then the work is assigned. It can then be analyzed and optimized and executed to a successful conclusion. And it's become a very popular $10 billion industry. And so when we look at what the top solutions are, we have a short list that I've been producing every year for a number of years. Has solutions like Workfront from Adobe, Airtable, Asana, Citrix Rike, Monday.com, Smartsheet, and others. And we'll be exploring each one of these solutions in much more detail over the winter with a market overview explaining the whole industry, and then there'll be a report for each one of these coming out over the winter to help organizations decide what's best for themselves, because we see almost every organization adopting these. And to be included, if you're not on that list already, just drop me a note at this email address, and you'll see a lot more coverage in 2022.
Hi, this is Raywan with Constellation Research. I'm here with Jim Ryan, the CEO of Flexera. But more importantly, I'm here to talk about what is going on. We see an environment of data producers, data consumers. There's a whole bunch of shifts that are happening, especially with the transition to hybrid, the transition to alpha on-premises, to new types of models. And it's really changing the way people look at IT asset management, licensing. What kind of problems and what kind of business problems is Flexera solving in this complicated environment?
The problems that we're solving have been immense and large for many, many years. And ironically, as we drive simplicity into the way in which enterprises procure and use technology, it's had an unintended consequence where it just throws off millions of dollars in unintended risk, not to mention nefarious actors coming in and potentially, doing bad things to an enterprise. So it's dollars, it's time, it's reputational damage, motherhood and apple pie.
And so one of the most important assets in the digital age is data, right? How do we do this? You guys have amazing amounts of data. What are you guys doing on that side?
You can't manage or secure what you can't see. So it does start with the rudimentary step. Anytime you talk about data, is you've got to collect that data. But just collecting that data isn't good enough. Think back to a time when Tower Records existed. Tower Records had an inordinate amount of data within their record shop. But if I were to go to you, Ray, and say, listen, walk into that Tower Records and I want you to tell me exactly how many genres of classic rock are contained in that store among 45s, LPs, CDs, DVDs, whatever media they had in there. It would take you days, if not weeks or months to do that. But what we've done is we've not only collected data, or what we do is we collect data at Flexera, but the magic of the magician is really curating and enriching that data to provide it context. So why is Spotify being used by everybody under the sun nowadays to listen to their music? It's because they've curated and normalized and enriched data. Now when I ask you how many how many albums you have under genre rock on all of your playlists, you can answer that question in a matter of seconds. And the same thing applies with data in an enterprise. You know, how many titles of Microsoft you have out there? What are the exposures that you've got on-prem and SaaS and cloud with respect to your Microsoft 365. It's all about finding what's out there and then providing contextualization to that so that you can drive value into the business.
You know, I've done tens of thousands of software contract negotiations. One of the most important pieces is being able to get an inventory. Nobody ever has an accurate inventory unless they've got a software tool. The other big trend that's happening along the way is this hybrid IT trend. Tell us a little bit more about it and kind of like, you know, what role does IT data play into this hybrid environment?
To a large extent, we see it as just a continuation of the problems we've been solving. I mean, if we were having this conversation 10 years ago, we would have been focused on talking about identifying what's on your desktop and data center. VMware came along and we started to have to crack open virtual machines and find out what's there. As you now talk about hybrid computing, you still have desktop, you still have data center, we still talk about VMs, but now we talk about containers and cloud and multi-cloud. And the problem has just gotten larger and more difficult to navigate because you can't have a conversation on just what am I running on my on-prem estate, right? Oracle, IBM, Microsoft, they're going to audit you once. You're going to sign one enterprise license agreement, and they're going to ask you to tell them exactly what you have and what you're using across that entire spectrum of your environment.
What trends are happening in IT? What are you seeing? What are you seeing that's shifting in terms of buyer behavior from your customers, your partners? What are they telling you?
Cloud continues to be at the forefront of what's on everybody's mind. And right now, everybody's plowing a lot of resources into developing cloud. We think that the day has come and it'll only become more prevalent where people are going to want to know exactly what am I getting for that. When you look at what that budget line item is doing for the amount of money you're spending on cloud, it's going up at a rate that I would argue is probably unsustainable over the long term. And people are coming to us asking, you know, what is the impact and how can we drive that down, or how can we at least sleep better at night knowing that we're optimizing our spend in that area.
Thanks a lot for your time. Thanks for being here.
Thanks for having me. Appreciate it, Ray.
Hello everybody, it's Holger Müller here from Constellation Research, here with my Salon 50 partner in crime, Liz Miller. Hey Liz, how are you doing?
Hey Holger, what's up?
Everything's great. We're thrilled to have one of the most authentic, take any question from the audience, ask me anything CEOs, which is super rare in enterprise software. We have Aaron Ain from UKG. Welcome, Aaron.
Hey, thank you, Holger. Good to be here. I'm not sure. I might be all those things, but maybe not the smartest one, subjecting myself to what you guys are going to put me through over the next couple minutes.
It's gonna be fine, Aaron.
It goes both ways, you know. You can ask the same question back to us, and so.
Yeah, but you guys don't care. I care.
We have less people watching this afterwards.
Yeah, far fewer.
20 people at Constellation, maybe. If you're lucky. Very good. All right, you're the guest. You're good to go. You pick the category. You ask who you want to address, and 30 seconds is the time clock for it. Ideally, we not always manage to do that, but ready to go.
Okay, I ask my first question to Liz. What technology tool is indispensable to your work and why?
Gosh, that's a hard one. It's going to be any type of word processing, because at the end of the day, I write for a living. So Word is, I spend pretty much all my day in it. And this, I guess, is the big technology that I can't do without. My fingers, does that count? I don't know if that's really what counts. No. Okay. Listen, Aaron, I'm going to ask you this question. Is there a word that you overuse?
I'm probably holy macaroni. It's 2 words.
It's true. I've heard that.
I love that. I heard the expression holy cats this week, and have kind of decided it might have to be like an unofficial catchphrase for me. So, but I do like holy macaroni too. I think that's a good one.
Yeah, I should use it more sparingly for a real holy macaroni moment, but I tend to overuse it.
Do you like macaroni at least?
Yeah, I do, but that's not why I use it. I think I use it because it rhymes with holy.
Well, yeah, that's a good one. Yeah.
Right. Aaron,
And it's
good.
different. Other people don't say holy macaroni.
Oh no, I already asked the question, so it's Aaron.
Yeah, Aaron,
Tell
your
one
turn.
at you.
Okay. This one is for Holger. If you can choose starting tomorrow, would you go back to your office or would you stay away from your office?
That's an easy question. So Saturday, nobody works at the office. No, but just kidding. We have no office as Constellation, right? So my office is in my house since I'm working here.
All right, I get to ask another question then.
That's fair. That's fair.
Yeah, go for it. That's fair.
Okay. When you think about buying things today, are you an online guy or are you ready to go back to I want to touch it, feel it in a store kind of guy?
I love to go to the stores, but we're all learning and adapting. So I'm ordering stuff on the internet right now, which I've never before, and I'm surprised that it works even reasonably well. So I'm kind of like on the edge, like the whole best practice changed. So I'm getting more and more an online guy. Yeah.
All right, so we'll see what you're like 2 years from now when the world's a little more normal.
Yeah. So my question for you, Aaron, is in the work category. If you had to change your career path, but stay with the current company, what would you do? What would you have done?
If I had to do that, I'd probably go work in credit and collection so I can feel good that I got people to pay us for the fine services and products we deliver.
Excellent. Very, very good one.
That's a good one.
Excellent. Cool.
I like
Aaron,
it.
your turn. Question for Liz.
My turn. Question for Liz.
Yeah.
We all have bucket lists, Liz. We all have bucket lists.
Mm-hmm.
If you had to pick a couple things that are on your bucket list, what might those be? Your Liz's bucket list.
Apart from eating macaroni with Aaron, right? So
yeah, aside from the three of us eating macaroni sometime real soon. Well, one that is for sure on my bucket list is being able to help my mom take her granddaughter to experience Korea, where she's from.
Wow.
So I very selfishly, that's on my selfish bucket list because I want to see it. But I also want to give that to my mom. I think it's something big for her. I also, bucket list item, I would really like to be able to park 2 cars in my garage. And I can only park one because I've got a car's worth of garbage on like just stuff, junk, things. So on one side
might be you want a bigger garage.
That would work too. A 3-car garage so I can park 2 cars. Aaron, I like the way you think. I really, I'm coming to you next for all the big house decisions.
I'm looking out for your interests.
Thank you. Okay, let's do this one. Okay. What is the worst advice you ever received?
The worst advice I've ever received. It's probably the same as the best advice I've ever received.
Ooh.
Which are, I've had people say to me, you can't expect other people to work as hard as you work and be as committed as you are. And the worst advice is you can't expect people to work as hard as you work and be as committed as you are. So think about that for a minute.
Very Oracle and Delphi-ish. Yeah, very good. Excellent.
I like it.
Yeah, so sometimes you expect too much and sometimes you expect too little, and so
there's some place in the middle there, I'm sure, but I haven't been able to find it. It's like that whole work-life balance thing. I'm like,
what does that mean? That's why the bad advice is pushing me to extremes, that I have to pick one end of the spectrum.
Exactly.
Excellent. All right, Aaron, question for me.
Oh, I get that. Okay.
Yep.
Holger, you have always struck me as a futurist, someone who thinks beyond today in a thoughtful way. So help us and help our listeners think about what are your couple predictions of what our world is going to look like on an everyday basis in 2 years from now.
2 years. This list is not on the questions, right? But I'll answer it. So I'll let it because
and you can't say anything about Starbucks. Like it can't be like I can always get my tea at Starbucks.
My product placement? What? No. So I'm German, right, as you can hear from my thin accent, right, and the German view is the world's going to end tomorrow, and the day before the Russians are going to invade us, right? It's a very Cold War perspective, but this is why you have to work hard today. I am concerned that we'll have to do a lot with more of these airborne viruses, right? So I'm relatively bleak in the future. I wish I was more optimistic. So we'll find a way to operate under these vaccination and other things. Yeah, I also think if you're not lucky, the virus will mutate itself to different ways. So we really have to find new ways of working, which is super interesting for our work. Hybrid ways of working, which will be more relevant. We have to find a way how to make people have a sense of belonging and being felt, being part of something bigger, despite being remote. There's lots of challenges and lots of digital transformation which has to happen. So from that perspective, it's exciting.
So our pandemic's going to go to an endemic, but it's not going to go to disappear, and we're going to have to live with that. That's the prediction.
Right. If you're lucky, it's going to go into flu dimensions where there's a shot every year. If you're not lucky, there's going to be other things which are coming out or mutating, and life will never be as it used to be. But it's never the same as it used to be. It always changes, right? It will be just a more disruptive change.
Right. Okay. You're an optimist.
And he's still going to get his iced tea from Starbucks. So
as long as that's given,
it
can work.
Fine. It's going to be fine, Aaron.
It's not iced tea, actually. It's green tea, actually.
Is it iced green tea, Holger?
Green tea lemonade, yeah. I'm
But
recognizing.
with ice in it, right?
Yes, light ice, because I have not fully assimilated to the North American.
Poor Aaron really has to see our family squabble right up front and personal. There you go.
No, what I really want is I want to have enough hair to get a ponytail like Holger has.
You gave it away.
Aaron, I host a hair doing class too. I had to get Holger some product, so I'll send you some.
Or I should have said I want to be like both of you, to have a ponytail or a bun like each of you. I would be really happy.
I'm working on the bun, right? So
he's working on it.
Who is so vain to get a haircut during the pandemic, right? But that excuse is gone. Everybody vaccinated. Now I just, as a sports person, every day is a personal best. You know, my hair has never been so long. So every day I wake up to a new record and have nothing to do with. So, question for you, Aaron: what trait has helped you most in business?
What trait?
What trait? Yeah, what personality trait? What capability?
Trusting people. I start all my relationships with people by trusting them. They have to unearn my trust, and that has been magical for me. It liberates me to go work on things that I want to work on, and it liberates the people who I work with to go do things that are magical on their end. I tell people, give it a try. It's pretty good.
Yeah, no, it's great. Start on the positive side instead of earn the trust, right? Because when have you earned the trust, right?
Right.
Very good. Excellent advice. All right, last question from you for Liz.
Last question for me for Liz. Liz, if you were going to live on a desert island, I'm going to give you up to 3 things you can have on that island with you. I'm not going to limit you to one. What would those 3 things be? And you don't know when you're going to get rescued.
Oh, gosh. Okay.
I should say it's just not a desert island. It's a deserted island.
A deserted island. Okay. I'm going to have to go with refillable water bottle, copy of Wuthering Heights, and like something metallic. Because, I got to make something. Like, I got to try to get rescued. So, like, I'd try to craft something like a giant metallic SOS flag. And then, I can collect my own water, right? I went to that science class, so I need the refillable water. And Wuthering Heights is my favorite book. So I don't have to be dependent on, a rechargeable anything to be able to do that.
All right.
Excellent.
Very good.
I hope I'm not on the island. I'm not on the island with Liz because I have no idea how she's going to survive. But that's
neither do I.
But hey, yeah. So
it's going to be fine. I'm just going to lay back at a tan. Maybe take a nap. Haven't had one of those in 4.5 years.
What else would you do? Catch up on sleep on the deserted island until you get
right. I'm just going to take a nap and read Wuthering Heights. It's like a mom vacation.
All right. Vacation aspect on the deserted island. Aaron, this was super fun. Thank you so much for sharing your insights with us.
Thank you. I'll do this again anytime with you. I appreciate it.
Hey, listen, I can see why you guys are doing so well. It takes a real leader to be able to come on and answer some of these questions as honestly as you did. So thank you so much.
Well, look, intellect has not been one of the things that put next to my name, and so I'll go and try anything once.
So humbleness is one of the key things from Aaron, which you can definitely learn from a CEO.
Yeah,
So
we don't have a corner on the market of all the best ideas, right? So a little bit of humbleness, little bit of humility goes a long way to help us move forward in life.
Especially when you're doing so well in business like you guys are doing, which comes probably from the whole combination of trust and humbleness. So very well done. Really appreciate you coming on.
All right, it's good to see you guys. Big hugs. I look forward to seeing you in person.
You bet.
If I see you and you see me running towards you with my arms open, you'll know why.
I'm going to shout holy macaroni so loud.
Okay, perfect. Okay, guys, see ya. Have a great weekend.
Thank you. Same to you.
Okay, another episode 20 in the books. Holger, we're done.
It's in the box. I say auf Wiedersehen from Germany.
I'm saying bye from San Jose. We'll see you next time. Hopefully little live segments from CCE, lots of new stuff. We're going to have some new Salon 50 guests. And as always, we'll have some more news. But thanks so much for joining us, everyone. You can follow us at ConstellationR.com. You can also see us on Twitter at ConstellationR, at Liz K. Miller, and at Holger MU. I think I got it.
That was almost smooth. Well done. Yeah. Thanks for watching. See you out there. Here. See, I reached the end of the green screen. So if I stand up, hello everybody, it's Holger Müller here for Constellation TV, episode number 20, with my fabulous co-host Liz Miller.
Hello everyone, I'm Liz Miller, Constellation Analyst. It's great to be here.
Talented, because Liz is leaving us stranded here. I'm in Germany, it's nighttime, and Liz is somewhere doodling around the East Coast complaining on Twitter about problems traveling somewhere.
Hang on just a second. I need to put a sweatshirt on over my Instanoodle.
I like that shirt.
Wait a minute. I'm sorry. We could be talking to your brother right now.
Yeah, I'll get him.
Okay. Well, hey, here's something while your brother's getting there. Hey, what's happened in tech news this week that we can talk about?
I over here is my little brother.
Hello.
But still, you're more interesting than Holger is, so that's why you're our favorite.
The same way. Yeah. First you learn cha-cha. Then you learn
You're a German that wants people to do things the same way?
With the conservative things we don't.
No, we're just gonna hold you. You're gonna write a blog, and it's just gonna say that the subscription economy started in a dance studio in Germany.
Yeah.
And anyone who wants to fight you on it can fight the Mueller brother.
The first colleague.
A dance-off. Dance-off at CCE.
I knew it wasn't a good idea to bring my brother up here.
That would be great. Okay, so are you guys ready to go with tech topics?
Poor Hannah's like, can we just get this done with? Are we on the right side, Holger? Is this the right? Okay. Yeah. Oh God! Hannah's like, please, would you guys shut up? It's been 13 minutes.
Stop! Yeah.
Is this it? No. I think this might be it. You just need to start typing. Stop talking.
Yeah. I can't edit this into half an hour or so.
I know this one might be long, but that's okay.
Look at this here. I went to my Turkish barber, as you can see, right finally, and look what he did without me asking. It's kind of like.
Did he French braid your damn hair? Oh my God, your hair's in a French braid.
This is a German sandwich, right?
Wait, lift it a little higher. Over. Yep.
You can see it kind of like it.
We pretty much don't have to do anything now, right? We just film an intro and an out, and we're done.